As I mentioned, the series record, New Mexico leads it. It's a close one, 91-84. The Lobos won 8 days ago in the pit, 91-75. Nelson, the Aggie matchup zone really ineffective the first time around. What will they try tonight defensively, do you think?
I think they're going to try and pack it in. I think they're going to try and force the Lobos to, at least early on in the game, Mike, show that they can hit the long-range shot.
Shaky Harrington in the lane, hanging in the air, a little too strong. Clayton Shields with the rebound. Quickly up court, that's Charles Smith, hesitation, and he dribbles it off his foot. Not sure what happened to Harrington. He's got a Band-Aid over his right eye. Doesn't look to be anything too serious.
It was a good-looking Band-Aid,
it was,
too. Yeah.
Multicolored. Lebon. Goza will take the three-pointer. Not a good shot from him. It's out of bounds, and the Aggies will play it in.
Well, someone Goza shot that, like you pointed out, not a good shot, but Clayton didn't put a body on him, and he went straight to the glass.
Traditionally, that's what the Aggies do. Although we didn't see much of that in the pit, at least they didn't get many offensive rebounds. And we'll have the turnover. The ball not touched by a Lobo, so New Mexico plays it on the far side.
We've only played 38 seconds of turnover each, and there was only 21 total turnovers. New Mexico had 11. The Aggies had just 10 in the pit.
What will the Lobos try to do against this zone right now that the Aggies are using?
They want to try and get the ball. One of the things to Kenny Thomas right at the free throw line, let him look inside.
Gibson in and out. He's now 0 of 7 on three-pointers this season. Still scoreless, about a minute in. Enoch Davis with it. Shortstein on Davis, and he gives it up. Lebon way outside. No, follow no good. Aggies hitting the glass. Harrington.
That's exactly what Neal wanted to do, Mike, was get a group in there that would go after the offensive boards.
2-0 New Mexico State leads. Good step by Smith. Fade away. Difficult shot, but he hits it. That's pretty good defense by Davis. The other Davis, Spelling Davis.
Yeah, but it looked like just 2 points tomorrow. Looked like eye guard.
2-2 our score. Inside, Enoch Davis. And it's out of bounds again. And again, New Mexico State will play it in. It's been a quick pace so far. The Lobos pushing it up and down. Gibson goes for the double team, now comes back out. Lobos will stay in the zone on the inbounds. Harrington, three-point try. Another offensive board, this time by Spelling Davis, and the follow is good.
I'll tell you, doesn't it look like the Aggies have more energy than they did in the pit?
Absolutely. No question about it. And I think they were affected by the crowd at the pit. Most of those players had never seen that before. 4-2. Aggies lead.
This zone is much more active, too.
Now to Thomas. The nice little reverse by Clayton Shields.
You barely got that out of your mouth there. That pass was a sequent coming from Kenny.
We're tied at 4-all. What Kenny Thomas can bring to you as a big man. A nice, soft passing touch. Goza in the lane. Again, it's the Aggies. This time, rejection by the judge in there, Kenny Thomas. That was not just a block. That was a facial.
The judge had the gavel that time.
Harrington calls out the play. Spelling Davis over to Harrington. Over the top of Kenny Thomas. So Davis has 4, and he averages about 7 a ball game. Schornstein brings it across the timeline, back over to Gibson. The ball quickly. Shields pulls up, partially blocked. I don't think it was going to get there anyway. Davis, blocked this time by Schornstein. Greg Schornstein with his first start of the season. To Shields,
look like he's quite into this game yet. I think he's a little surprised, thinking that he's going to see the Aggies of 8 days ago. I mean, Clayton, this is a game that really suits his abilities.
And we'll have a whistle out front before the shot on David Gibson. You're right. Last year in this ball game, Clayton Shields here at the Pan Am came in and was really awesome as a freshman, a true freshman with 15 points. And afterwards, Neil McCarthy said, "I can't wait till he goes to the NBA." That's the kind of game Clayton Shields had. 6-4, Aggie lead. Enoch Davis, three-pointer. Spencer Davis tips it up, and we're going to have a foul on Spelling Davis, and I think the Lobos got a break there because it looked like Spelling Davis was pushed from behind. Well, from the rear end, I think, Kenny Thomas. Take a look.
Once again, the Lobos do not rebound out of this zone, and didn't look like anyone was on anyone's back. I think you're right.
Lobos have a chance to tie now. A little more patience this time. Setting up Gibson. And we'll have a whistle inside, and apparently that 3-second violation. We'll have a timeout on the floor. 15:48 to go. It's the Aggies by 2. And it's that rebounding thing that is doing in the Lobos right now.
Aggies already with 7 offensive rebounds, Mike, and the entire game in the pit, they just had 10.
Crashing the boards. Lobos unable to do much inside. Now they'll go with the same lineup that they started. Harrington over the top of Gibson. Good. 4 points now for Shaky Harrington. Quickly down to Clayton Shields. Near steal. Schornstein looking for some help. Difficult shot by Smith. Aggies crash the boards. Not that time. Tipped out. Another offensive rebound. Corner. Enoch Davis. Finally, Shields grabs it. Quickly down. Schornstein open and lays it in.
Hey, Mike, the Lobos are just not awake yet. I mean, they're just, the ball's going up, they're not boxing out, and they're just watching the Aggies. They should have to buy a ticket.
The Lobos only down by 2, which is surprising considering the way the Aggies have dominated the glass. Spelling Davis back out. Gosa again. Enoch Davis. Fadeaway jump shot, and he'll get the roll this time. Schornstein, pretty good defense, but that's that hometown roll for Davis. Harrington strips it clean. No, out of bounds. Off Harrington. In the first game, David Gibson, without a turnover, did a nice job handling the ball.
Right now, it's a little different. David, the only true ball handler in there. Remember, they started Kavas and Franklin, so they were tougher to press. If the Aggies are going to be effective in the press, going to have to bring in a shorter lineup, which makes rebounding even more difficult.
And that's what New Mexico just did. Royce Olney comes in place of Schornstein. Also checking in now, it is Johnson, William Chewy Johnson for New Mexico State. So the Aggies with the shorter lineup, the Lobos counter. Also in, Aaron Brote inside, wears number 33. Kenny Thomas. Good pass, short jump shot by Smith. Second assist now for Kenny Thomas. For Charles Smith, his 4th point.
When they get the ball inside to Kenny, good things happen.
10-8, New Mexico State. Brote pulls it up, short, well short. About a yard and a half short. Gibson has his eyes on the corner, instead drives in, and he's fouled. See, that's a situation, and I'm not going to pick on David, but if he uses his left hand here, I think he scores.
Does a good job of getting in there, going all the way in there, and you know what, I can't comment on that because I never could shoot with my left hand either. Or my right hand. Go ahead and say it, Mike.
No, I was looking at my notes. That is why the pause. And now we're going to see the transfer from UCLA for the first time. Marquise Burns. Neil McCarthy picks this time to bring him in. He wears number 4. Didn't get enough playing time at UCLA. Made the move, and Gibson misses both, but the putback by Clayton Shields. He woke up during that timeout. and we're tied at 10.
Right there, guys.
Daniel Santiago, the 7-footer plus, getting ready to come in. Lampkin inside, and he throws it over the top of Thomas, who just missed the block. That's Tobias Lampkin with his first basket. And the ball's batted out of bounds. I'm not sure why were they booing Royce here. I know there was some boos, but brings up kind of an interesting point. Last year, it was a very physical game, and Royce ended up in a bit of a tangle on the court, if you'll recall, with Thomas Wyatt. And perhaps that's why the Aggie fans are booing right now.
That's a good memory for the fans, if that's why they're doing that.
I know Royce remembers that. He's been thinking about that game a long time. Way outside Charles Smith. Shields with the rebound. Only can he keep his streak alive? No. Offensive putback by Smith. Charles Smith, the Spider, with 6. It's Johnson and Alden. Johnson stands only 5'8", a junior, out of Oklahoma. There's Harrington, one-handed, no good. He loses it, gets it back to Shields, kicked out of bounds by Burns.
Boy, Lobos dodged one there that time. Roy should have just pulled that one out, because that pass to Clayton, he had 2 guys on him. He was throwing into double coverage.
Yeah, but I know what Royce was thinking, man, if I can get it to him, he's going to have an awesome dunk. Lebon has returned to the lineup along with Spelling Davis. Broke will sit down. We mentioned Neil McCarthy was not at the pit last time around. He had surgery, nose surgery to stop bleeding from a blood vessel that broke, as only has that one rejected by Davis. And he's been warned, Coach McCarthy has, by his doctors to take it easy now.
What does that mean? I mean, for him.
Don't get excited. Three-pointer by Shields. And New Mexico's now hit at least one three-pointer in 148 straight games. And the Lobos have their first lead of the night. Burns against Olney, lays it up, no good. And Shields with the glass. Spider, baseline, hanging, not quite enough on it. But he gets the steal. Three-point try. And that noise inside was Daniel Santiago crashing into the Aggies. And the 7-footer from Del Norte picks up his first foul. And we're going to have another timeout. The Lobos up on the Aggies, 15-12. Enjoying their first lead of the ball game, 15-12 over New Mexico State. And a stat we talked about 5-10 minutes ago is another key, is also key, the rebounding.
Yeah, the Lobos were down 8-3 on total rebounds. Now they're only down 1, 12-11.
Johnson off the mark, long rebound. Gibson to Schornstein, who just checked back in. Here's Olney working it around nicely. Smith loses it, and it's a smart foul, I think, on Charles Smith that time.
Lobos did a good job, Mike, on that early offense of spreading the Aggies defense. You know, brought it to one side, threw it all the way over, and then got it in the middle to Spider, and he just had it taken away.
Johnson looking for Burns in the corner. Olney has been on him, and I didn't know Royce would end up on Burns. Good move by Gosa. And we'll have a whistle and a foul inside on Kenny Thomas.
I was just getting ready to say, Kenny played about 8.5 minutes without a foul, which is very important. Now we see him get one. What happens here, whenever your man drives, you really put the big guys in trouble. Kenny gets all ball that time, little body down low, though.
Mentioned no fouls on Thomas until that point, but also no points, no shots yet for Kenny Thomas. Free throw by Gosa is no good. The Aggies from the free throw line this season shooting at about 64%. Gosa gets the second one. The lead is now 2. Some token defense until the Aggies Lobos get it across half court. at it. Kenny Thomas at the free throw line. He puts the ball on the floor and loses it. Turnover, New Mexico.
That's something Kenny will learn. Big-time basketball. You cannot put it on the floor like that.
Burns off the front of the rim. A lot of pressure on Marquise Burns because he's been somewhat built up down here. It's not really a savior, but a guy who can help turn this team around.
That's natural. When you come from a program like UCLA, they've been known to produce a good player every once in a while.
Only Gibson open. Schornstein, no. Shot clock down to 10. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Royce Olney. New Mexico seems to be moving the ball extremely well until they decide to make their move, and then they make some silly decisions.
Well, I think the Aggies are playing better defense than they were in the pit. And we talked about getting off to a good start, Mike.
That's one of your keys, keys number one.
Right, the Aggies came out here. They've got their confidence now. 10 minutes gone, and they're only down 2. They're right here in the game, and Lobos are going to be in for a tough game because of that.
As you saw there, Marquise Burns sits down. They need to get him in game shape, too. There's a big difference between playing in practice and playing in a game. His minutes may be somewhat limited by that tonight. There's Gosa with it. He's just a freshman. They'll go to Enoch Davis. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Enoch, fade away. No. Tip up, no good. Still free, and finally Shields is there. Kavasi Franklin had his hand on that one, but it was batted out of bounds by Gosa.
Well, David needs a little bit of a wake-up call right now, too. I think he thought, well, this year's Aggies team, they don't put the pressure on like in the past. I can relax a little because of the game in the pit. They're getting on him. They're getting hands in the passing lane. They're bothering him.
I mentioned Kavasi Franklin seeing his first action of the ball game, replacing Olney. Kavasi maybe a little better ball handler than Royce. Long three-point try by Spider, no. Shaky Harrington. 15-13 our score. Glad you could be with us tonight from the Pan Am Center in Las Cruces. Scoop shot is good, and that's Gosa again. He now has 3. And we're tied at 15. Nearly thrown away.
Not very crisp passes right now, Mike.
And the crowd here at the Pan Am loving the defense right now. Shields in and lays it in. 9 points already for Clayton Shields. Averaging so far this season right at the 16-point mark.
Yeah, he was a good pick for your main man.
Well, thank you. A rare compliment, Nelson.
Of course, I picked him.
Oh, you did. That's right.
That wasn't meant to be a compliment.
Good rebound by Kenny Thomas, and we'll have a blocking foul.
Your guy's on the bench over there, Mike.
Let's watch the replay, Nelson. Let's change the subject.
Good outlet, getting it up the floor quick. Head fake by Spider. There you see, once again, feet in pretty good shape, but like I've said many a times, when you don't hit the guy head on.
Spider Smith sits down. Neil McCarthy starting to work the officials a little. Didn't like that call. One thing we've seen this year is they're not calling the charge like they have in the past, and I think it's good. I thought they were calling way too many. Inside, Kenny Thomas, his first shot, too short, and he can't get that one, but he does get the putback.
His field goal percentage goes down, but he gets some rebounds.
And New Mexico leads it now by 4, their largest lead of the night. 7:42 to go. Thomas bats it out of bounds. There's a timeout on the floor. 7:40 to go in the first half of play. It's New Mexico up 19-15. When Kenny Thomas came back or regained his eligibility, his defense was not that good. You think it's improved significantly.
He's got quick feet. Look how he plays over there, anticipates the pass, knocks it out of bounds because of his quick feet. look for him to get better at it. Coach Bliss, that's something he's focusing on.
Not a real exciting play, but you like what he's doing.
Yes, because he's not tall enough to play behind a guy like that, because once they catch it, they can get him in foul trouble.
Look at the difference now in field goal percentage. Lobos 50%. The Aggies struggling, but that's a high percentage shot. A setup for Burns. And that ignites the crowd here.
Right before that dunk, you heard one of the Lobos yell, "Help!"
That was a good call by Neil McCarthy. Try to get Burns and the crowd going. Backdoor. No good by Olney, and Lampkin gets the rebound. Aggies have a chance to tie or regain the lead with a 3. Nothing doing there against Gibson. Now they'll go inside. Lampkin, and the block by Thomas. Thought it was goaltending, no call. Second block for Kenny Thomas. There's Neil McCarthy out on the court, about a foot. Thomas needs some help. The assist, no. Shields had a good position inside.
That's 2 trips in a row. Kenny Thomas has made great passes. The Lobos have blown the easy shots.
We're tied after the J by Harrington. Shaky with 6. And Dave Bliss won the 20-second timeout. And it was all set up by that inbounds play to Burns that got the Aggies going.
Let's see who falls asleep here. Looks like it was Royce. A little overmatched there on jumping ability.
And at the other end, you decided it was goaltending.
Yeah, it's tough to tell from that angle.
Okay.
What do you say?
I say it was goaltending.
Okay. And I will go ahead and pump you up. Your bus driver did get, your main man did get the dunk.
Okay, thank you. Would you drop that now? Okay, you've humiliated me enough. Neil McCarthy and Dave Bliss. Randy McCall, they're trying to explain the way he saw things to Coach McCarthy. Tied at 19 all. Set up Smith, inside, Thomas, the layup.
Good unselfish play. A junior there wide open for a 3 shows a lot of confidence in your freshman inside.
4 points for Kenny Thomas. Lobos back up by 2. Go inside. That's Broth. Throws it up hard. Sean Simpson, who just came in after that timeout, with the rebound. Broth's got the job of staying with Kenny Thomas. Good luck. Fade away is good.
I don't think I've seen that shot. Now he's coming to the middle, where they're worried about that drop step to the baseline. Throws that at him.
6 points now for Thomas. It's a 4-point lead. This is a much different Aggie team, though, tonight than we saw in the pit. Looks much more confident. 3-pointer, Burns. It's out of bounds, and it's off New Mexico. The Lobos have made a switch defensively now with Olney on the bench. They're going with Spider Smith on Burns. There's Spelling Davis in for Broad. Another substitution. Charles Gosa out of Phoenix. We mentioned this last time that he's the brother of Damian Gosa, who played at UTEP, and that's good also by the Lobos, forcing the turnover.
Clayton did a good job of getting his hand out there. The Aggies should have just let it go out of bounds, but
in New Mexico, after some early turnovers, it's settled down a little bit. The Aggies only with 3. Thomas at the free throw line. Needs to be careful. He'll be swarmed on when he gets it.
Notice he didn't dribble that time.
Charles Smith, corner. Wide open, Shields. Not this time.
Simpson should have had that rebound. There was no one boxing him out that time. He had perfect position.
Harrington blocked by Gibson. That starts Charles Smith on the break. Can he finish it? And he does. Wow, what a play by Spider. 8 points now for the junior from Fort Worth. 4:25 and counting left in the half. 6-point Lobo lead. Spelling Davis. Long two-pointer. I didn't know he had that shot in his arsenal.
Well, that's the first one of those he's made. I think he took 2 early on. That was whenever the Aggies were getting all the rebounds.
Lobos take their time, set it up. The big post guy. Difficult shot by Smith, but he hits it anyway. And Marquise Burns says, I've seen that in the Pac-10 before, but not that often. And now Neil McCarthy wants his 22nd time. Well, Marquise Burns, who was guarding Spider that time, was used mostly as a defensive specialist for the Bruins. Didn't see a lot of playing time, although he did have 11 points against Tulsa in the NCAA tournament game 2 years ago.
Well, I think your point that it's going to take him a while to work with these players, get used to playing with them, because obviously the first half of the year you don't practice him that much with the guys that are going to play because can't play.
They don't need him.
Right. But I guess they practice that lob pass.
Apparently so. The Lobos are off to their best start since 1973 at 6-0. That's a team that went 12-0 before their first loss. And there's still some questions about how good this team is right now.
That's right. You know, the big win against Arizona State, the Lobos have looked good in parts of games. Other times they've not looked so good. So, you know, every game like this is just another test.
Burns in and out again. Can't find his touch yet. Thomas is open momentarily. Dangerous pass, a bad one by Shields. Enoch Davis throws it hard, and we're going to have a blocking foul, and I think that's the right call. It'll be on Gibson. And Enoch Davis will go to the line. It's Gibson's second personal.
Let's see here. Watch David's feet. Oh, that's not even close.
Yeah.
Let me see if you can get Coach Bliss's attention. Tell him it wasn't close.
I'm not talking to Coach Bliss right now. That's too dangerous. Keith Torian comes in, number 24. Hit a couple of three-pointers against the Lobos last week in the final 10 minutes of the game. And you see Royce Alney come in. And David Gibson will get a rare break. Davis is only shooting 38% at the free throw line.
What was that?
38%. And he does get the second. Well, with 3:24 to go in the first half of play and the Lobos up by 5, we'll take this time out. First half, it's New Mexico up by 5 over the Aggies, 27-22. In the pit 8 days ago, Lobo bench scoring 25 points off the bench. So far in this game, 0 for New Mexico.
That's less.
And I think, way outside. Spider Smith hits it. Nearly Greg Brown range.
That's just the Lobos' second three. They're 2 of 8, Mike. But more importantly, the Aggies are 0 of 8, which is still less than 50%.
Smith with 13 points. Spelling Davis, quick release, and he hits it. 6 points now for Spelling Davis working against Kenny Thomas. Lobos by 6. 2.5 to go. Shields on the baseline for help. Down to Smith again. Pulls up. Little flat. Can't quite get the roll. Simpson wrestles the rebound away from Davis. We'll have a jump ball possession arrow, New Mexico. That's what you wanted Simpson to do the last time.
That's right. That's right. He had good position. He went up and got the ball. Watch him here. No one's in front of him there. Just go and get it.
Thomas is open. Back to Alney now. Working it around the horn. As I mentioned, New Mexico's been patient. Alley open to stop! Mark that down for a Kelly Lickers play of the game.
Nice feed. Kenny Thomas Sean answered Marquise Burns' dunk.
Spoken like a true Atlanta Braves fan there, Marquise Grissom.
Well, I can't help it. I'm sure he can dunk, too.
Oh, way outside. That was Torian, and Simpson with the rebound. Sean get a little cocky there, dribbling down the court.
Yeah.
After that fantastic dunk. 1:21 and counting left. Thomas inside. Oh! And he'll go to the line for two.
Mike, when Kenny turned around, he didn't realize how open he was. We're going to get a look at it again. When he catches it here, there's no one between him and the bucket. He turns, he doesn't realize it, then he jumps up into traffic.
I believe they gave the foul on Enoch Davis, his first. Kenny Thomas, his mother drove over here from El Paso to watch the ball game tonight. He went first 3 years of school to El Paso Austin, which of course has been well documented over the past few months. And spent his final year at Albuquerque High School, where he was considered one of the top 15 freshmen, or rather incoming freshmen in the country. Enoch Davis, not very good defense that time by the Lobos. Davis with 7. Breaking the press. Shot clock at 22 as New Mexico works it a little bit. And back out. Spider Smith. Little flat on the jump shot. Simpson in there, and he follows it up and in. Very active now. 32 seconds left first half. It's a 10-point bulge, the biggest lead for New Mexico.
If the Aggies go for one shot, Mike, there's about a half a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
And that apparently is what they're going to do. Keep Torian around to Gosa. Enoch Davis with it now with 10 seconds left. Johnson way outside, maybe a little early. Gosa off the window. It'll be a two-pointer, I do believe. It's a two-pointer as Neil McCarthy comes out to argue with the officials about something. Well, that one off the window will end the first half of play. New Mexico on top by a score of 36-28. There's a look at Coach McCarthy now. Stay with us. Throughout halftime, we'll have in that starting lineup. Sean Simpson gets the call for New Mexico to start the second half.
That's something he earned.
He really did, didn't he?
He came in there, got a lot of rebounds. He had 6 rebounds, Mike, in the first half.
Aggies play it in to start the second half. It is off Enoch Davis, out of bounds, and we're going to say that David, no, the Aggies will maintain possession. The officials confer, and apparently David Gibson kicked the ball. Yeah, last time we were in this situation, Burns jammed it home. Burns isn't in there this time. Here's Lebon, who has been silent in this series, has yet to make a field goal.
He played 27 minutes in the pit and was 0 for 6.
Harrington trying to get everybody on the same page. He'll take the three-pointer. Good start for the Aggies. Now comes the full court pressure. And a near steal. The Lobos caught a break there. Simpson over to Smith. Fields tries to answer the three and does.
I don't know, was that a set play the Lobos ran that time?
That was one ugly play, that's for sure. Clayton Shields now in double figures with 12 points. And the Aggies come right back.
Billy Davis scores in the first half, Mike. He was 4 for 5, 80%. The rest of the Aggies, 9 of 33 for 27%.
Good hands by Davis. Now to Enoch. And, good hands on Charles Smith, but no call a foul. Harrington gives it up, and I thought he had all ball, but the official right underneath him. And Enoch Davis goes back to the line. For Charles Smith, he has 2 personal fouls. He gets the first bucket. He has 6 points.
Halftime lead of 8 and already be cut in half.
39-35, 4-point New Mexico advantage. Lebon comes way outside on Smith. Floppy pass. Here comes the Aggies. Lebon, and he gets it. And now Smith has 3 fouls.
Well, that's one of the things that'll happen whenever the other team starts getting steals. They really put your players in an awkward position trying to get back. Here you see David. He tries to take a charge. Probably a good no call that time by the official. There's the foul.
And Dave Bliss wants a timeout with the Lobo lead down to just 2. Dave Bliss in the huddle now, talking to Charles Smith and the rest of the guys. 39-37, so it's been a disastrous 1 minute and 30 seconds for the Lobos to start the second half.
A little bit of a flashback to Tempe. Lobos, whenever you have turnovers, it's easy to score very quickly.
And Lebon will go to the free throw line now to try to complete the 3-point play. So we mentioned that he did not have a field goal against the Lobos, and he comes up with one there. Once he drains that, it's a 1-point game. Dave Bliss stays with that same lineup, and the Aggies starting to put some pressure on. Half-court trap. Gibson gets around. The crowd is finally into it here. Kenny Thomas, cross-court to Smith. Sets up. A little short. Harrington with the rebound. The Aggies look for the lead. And it's out of bounds off New Mexico State. Nice play by Gibson.
I tell you what, Clayton does an excellent job of getting back. And I see that make that Spider. He's the one that deflected that pass. Watch David throws it. I might have hit his own leg.
I thought it hit his own leg. It did look like it went off Gibson's leg.
Well, that's even a tougher play to hit your own leg.
39-38 our score. The Lobos with just 2 points here in the second half, and the Aggies have 10. You hear the crowd behind us. Bad pass against Smith. Aggie lead. That's Harrington in double figures with 11.
The Lobos are a little rattled right now. No doubt about it.
John Simpson needs some help with Kenny Thomas. Back out to Shields. And Shields answers. Quiets the crowd at least momentarily.
Mike, the Lobos are being passive against that pressure from the Aggies. They have to attack it. If they can break the first layer of it, they can get in there and get some easy shots.
14 points for Shields. The Lobos defense has not been good to start the second half, and then Sean Simpson makes me a liar.
You can't blame me for that.
Lebon with the reach, and he picked up the personal foul. The first foul on Lebon from Slovenia. 16:46 to go, regulation. The Lobo lead, 8 at halftime is now 1. They've yet to get the ball to Kenny Thomas. Now they do. And they'll say he traveled.
I think he was watching a different play than we were.
Thomas spun around quickly, and they call him for travel. Harrington calls play number 1. Knock Davis crossed the lane, and we're going to have a blocking foul on the Aggies. Lebon inside. The Aggie bench is steamed.
I tell you, Sean went right through him that time and led with an elbow. I don't know if that was a makeup call.
Well, Frank Fasoni made the call and didn't flinch. Gibson picks up the dribble. You can't do that. And that does look a lot like what we saw at Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean, David right now is out of his game. You don't pick the basketball up unless you have someone to throw it to.
And Royce Olney comes in, replacing Charles Smith. In fact, Charles Smith and David Gibson have not started well handling the ball, so it's been kind of a dual disaster there.
And Royce is the one that came off the bench earlier and got the spark in the first half, Mike. He was one of the several substitutions that came in and made a difference.
You're talking about last week?
I'm talking about today.
You think he
made the first half?
Okay.
The Lobos were down whenever he came in.
Right. Yeah, even though Royce hasn't scored, he has done some good things. He gave the Lobos a lift last week in this game. Screen, Lebon laying it in. Gosa had it momentarily, but there's Olney. And finally they'll call Lebon with the foul. And that may be enough to get Royce Olney a little bit angry, because he had a few words to say to Gibson about what happened. Timeout on the floor. It's immediate timeout. We'll take it. 41-40. The Lobo lead is 1. Lobos and Aggies in a dogfight at the Pan Am Center. 41-40. New Mexico leads.
Mike, the Lobos just had 7 turnovers the first half. Here in the second half, in just 4 minutes, they already have 5 turnovers.
And only one Lobo has scored in the second half. Only tries to make it 2, and you can see that was going to be way off. And the Aggies will get it back in, and Royce has struggled offensively.
So the Lobos need to rebound and let their defense keep them in this game.
Marquise Burns in, Olney on him. Stein also checks in. Harrington spinning against Gibson, and he hits, and he'll be fouled. And Gibson now has 3 personal fouls. So Charles Smith and David Gibson in foul trouble.
Here you see David, he's going to go up for the shot. From that angle, it was tough. He may have gotten him on the wrist.
And Shaky Harrington to shoot the 1. Aggies back up by 1.
Good look at that Band-Aid there.
Leading scorer now for New Mexico State, Shaky Harrington with 14. Tied with Shields for the lead in the game. Offensive foul, Olney. And the Aggies are pumped up.
I think this game is starting to be more of a typical Aggie Lobo game.
Absolutely. And a lot of these players, at least the Aggies, had to learn about this rivalry, because no one that has played here has played in the game, or in this New Mexico State rivalry. In fact, the only Aggie with Division I experience before this season is Marquise Burns, who's playing his first game for state. Kavasi Franklin. Grote has checked in. Thomas on him. See if the Lobo defense picks up in intensity. You can see the Aggies gaining some confidence. Lebon. Aggies by 5. Now Shields spins in the corner, dangerous pass, and it's out of bounds off Lebon.
I tell you what, the Lobos are not attacking, Mike. They're scared. You can see it in their eyes. They're doing flip passes, throwing it to guys in the wrong position. They need to regroup here and get focused.
You can't attack a press with finesse like this. You have to be physical too. Kavasi Franklin, the other guard, in for Olney. Gibson brings it out. Shot clock at 6, down to 5. I'm not sure if the Lobos realize it. And it doesn't matter. They throw it out of bounds.
mean, right now, the Lobos do not want the basketball. There's no one out there that says, get it to me, I'll make something happen. Coach Bliss is, he's looking down the bench there. Who can I put back in there? He's kind of going through all of his players now. Now he's had to put Spider back in. He has 3 fouls.
Clayton Shields will take a break. It's a smaller lineup for the Lobos out front. Mexico with 14 turnovers. Johnson working around Gibson. It's blocked by Thomas. And again, that's a silly mistake by Kenny Thomas.
That's right. Good call by the official.
That just doesn't have any chance of going in, so you might as well leave it alone. 48-47. Gibson throws it away. Dave Bliss extremely upset, wants another timeout, and this one getting out of hand a little bit the other way. We'll be right back. We'll see if the Lobos can regroup. Some answers in his huddle as the Lobos have slept here. Up by 8 at the half, down by 7 points, and we are just a few minutes gone into the second half, and we hope the surgery will correct the problem. 13:53 to go in the second half. The Aggies up 48-41.
Aggies were 0 of 10 from three-point range in the first half. They're 2 of 2 here in the second half.
Smith tries to come up with the steal. Now Burns. Cross court, and Davis can't handle it.
The Lobos just have to play aggressive basketball, Mike. Need to get that fear, the look of fear out of their eyes.
Was only in Gibson, Smith, Kenny Thomas, and Greg Schornstein. Another dangerous pass. Lobos now have 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Now to Kenny Thomas. Cross court, wide open. Charles Smith hits the three.
That's one of the things they're trying to do is get it to Kenny at the top of the key. They haven't been doing that because it's tough to find him there whenever you have one eye shut.
Smith with 16. Here's Burns. Short jumper is good. So for Marquise Burns in the ball game, he has 4. Out of trouble. Schornstein, three-pointer. That's no good. Smith with the follow that's no good, and we're going to have a foul inside. Bodies crash, and I believe it will be, well, it is on New Mexico State. Let's see what happens.
Mike, watch this. The ball almost gets stuck in the rim here. You'll see it right there. Almost gets stuck. Kenny gets it. They're going to let him shoot 2 free throws. That's a good call.
That foul was on Enoch Davis, his second, team foul number 4. First one good.
Mike, the first half, the Aggies just had 4 fouls, and that's a bad sign for Neil McCarthy's team because he wants them playing aggressive. And here we see in the second half, just over 7 minutes played, they've already got 4 team fouls.
Kenny Thomas in double figures now with 10. Enoch Davis had good position. They were a little late getting in the ball against Charles Smith. Blocked, and we're going to have a foul on Charles Smith, his 4th. That was a foul that he needed to be a little more careful than that. It wasn't the time to waste one.
No, and especially whenever a guy sets up like that, you know that your big man is sneaking over there.
Charles Smith will have to sit down. Clayton Shields replaces him. Smith with 4, David Gibson with 3, Royce Halney with 2. Talking about personal foul. Davis doing a better job at the free throw line here tonight. He's now hit 4 in a row after missing his first. And that percentage will go up. 51-46 Aggies. 9 points for Enoch Davis.
It doesn't take much when you're a 38% free throw shooter for your percentage to go up.
But 5 of 6 will definitely help. side. Thomas, look out. Too strong. Bats it back out. And he runs down his own tip out. Shields. Aggies hustling with their man or their trapping pressure. Matchup zone working better.
Yeah, Lobos moving the ball a little quicker than they were early in the game.
Down by 6 to Thomas. Double teamed, has it batted away, but Shields is there, and he scores and is fouled.
I said earlier, when you get the ball inside to Thomas, good things happen. Sure. Not always planned, but they happen.
And here's what happens. Look, he's really quadruple teamed right there.
And you cannot hold the ball. Actually, he just lost it, too. I didn't see much contact there. Clayton was jumping away from the Aggies.
Foul was charged to Spelling Davis, his second, and Clayton Shields has 17. Aggies setting some good screens inside. Lebon hit his last three-point try. Gosa and a push on Schornstein. No basket. 16 fouls now on New Mexico. One more, and the Aggies will be in the bonus.
Now, that was a bad foul because let Enoch shoot that one from out there. No need to rush him. It's not like it's Mike Powers set up there.
Santiago comes in to give Kenny Thomas a quick breather.
That might be Kenny's last breather, too, in a game like this.
Might be 11:39 to go in regulation. Lebon, the lefty again. And they'll let Schornstein grab this. Lobos down by 3. Aggies going for steals on virtually every play. Shields sets up. Hits it again. Clayton, another three-pointer, and we're tied. Shields with 20.
The Lobos did a good job. That was a great timeout by Dave Bliss a while ago. The Lobos were down.
Harrington, smart play to take it the distance. The Lobos couldn't keep up with it. Harrington with 16 points, and the Aggies lead it by 2. Cross court, Schornstein. Supposed to reset it. On the shot clock. Bad pass inside. Harrington. Speedy guard. And he loses control out of bounds off Harrington.
You know, Clayton, he's scoring points and stuff, but every once in a while we see him just have a mental lapse. I mean, that pass in a game this tight of possession is a big deal.
Schornstein waits for some help, gives it to Gibson. 10.5 to go. I think Clayton is a little tired, too. Santiago trying to get some position inside, needs to get out of the lane, finally does. Tough pass to handle, not a good pass. Down court, here's Harrington. Gibson wants to block, and instead he draws the personal foul, number 4 on David Gibson.
Well, I mean, when you're playing a team as quick as the Aggies, I mean, is it really going to do a lot of good to throw the ball into Santiago like that? You know, probably not, because it's going to be, 3-on-1 coverage. Here you see David going in. Now, that's a good play when you're not in foul trouble.
Gibson stays in for now. Dave Bliss talking to Doug Ash about their next move. Harrington gets the roll. The Aggies lead it by 3. There's Enoch Davis taking a breather right now. In the ball game tonight, he has 9 points. Davis out of Chicago, signed originally with Auburn, got out of that on a technicality, then went to Idaho, Iowa Western, and is now an Aggie. Harrington gets the second one. It's a 4-point lead. Harrington has played much better, I think, in this ballgame than the first time around.
I'll tell you what, the Aggies, like we talked about, have several guys that are front runners. When they got out of the game in the pit, they were just content to play along.
Santiago, difficult shot. and he will go to the free throw line for 2. Daniel walked over and gave Broad a little bit of a push after the foul, trying to establish his territory. Santiago to the free throw line, shooting 69% on the season. Kenny Thomas will come in just a moment after the free throws by Santiago. It's the first.
So that whenever Daniel is playing against the Aggies or a team like the Aggies, you want to make sure that he's isolated, because whenever they swarm in on him like that, he's not going to have time really to make a move. And that time, they were able to get him isolated and got fouled.
Gets them both. And Santiago will sit, and Thomas comes in. You have to move that ball quickly, and if you're going to get it into the big guys, do it now.
That's right.
9:50 to go, 56-54. Glad you could be with us tonight from Las Cruces. Mike Powers and Nelson France courtside. Now William Chewy Johnson has checked in. He's number 12. The Aggies will go with smaller guards. Only now looking for Davis. Instead, Marquise Burns drives the baseline, made that look easy.
Not very good defense that time by Clayton to start with, and then no help.
Working it around the perimeter. Holney's not looking for a shot right now. Kenny Thomas spinning inside, a little bit short, and notice he was the only Lobo in there for a rebound. Harrington, the whistle. And Harrington will shoot 2.
And what you want to do is those guys, Harrington and Johnson, as they start moving into you, got to back up. Make them stop on the dime and shoot the jumper, because they're not best at that. They're better at getting in here, getting some contact and throwing it up, going the foul line.
3 fouls on Olney. As for Harrington at the free throw line tonight, he is 3 for 3. Is 5. At what point do you bring Charles Smith back in with those 4 fouls?
I'd say definitely if the game gets to be double digits. As the clock gets closer to 0, 6-4, you got to get him back in there. Coach is probably wanting it to be 5 or 6 before he has to do it, though.
5 or 6 minutes?
Right.
Okay. 59-54. Thrown away again. Schornstein on the perimeter. Shields inside, has it blocked to Olney. Shot clock down to 9. Better hurry. 5 on the shot clock. Gibson in there. Puts it up too strong, but he'll go to the line.
They did that the first half, Mike. When they get it to Kenny, everyone turns and focuses their attention on him. The Lobos need to send some cutters. We saw that in the first half. Need to start doing it again.
It's the first one. David really needs to pick up that free throw percentage if he's going to be, guy. David, or Coach Bliss, really has a lot of confidence in him, but to be a complete player, a point guard needs to be able to shoot free throws.
Well, and that's exactly right, because if you have a 5-6 point lead at the end of the game, the point guard's going to be handling the ball, and if he's not a good free throw shooter, that lead's going to disappear quickly.
Gibson with just 1 of the 2. He's 1 for 4 tonight. And the Lobos come out of there with it. Pushing it up, Kenny Thomas, and he walks. Kenny Thomas took a step.
Lucky they didn't call a technical that time on Kenny, because he grabbed the rim there and swung on it, and especially after a miss, sometimes referees are not, he takes a little step there, and there's the hang.
I think the one thing that saved him was Gosa was underneath him a little bit, and you can hang on the rim if you're going to protect yourself.
I was going to say it's because the referee took off and wasn't watching.
59-55, Aggies lead. 8 minutes and counting. Way outside and over the backboard. Timeout on the floor, and we will take a timeout as well. 7:51 to go. The Aggies lead at 59-55. 51 to go, and the Aggies lead the Lobos 59-55. Not a particularly good crowd here at the Pan Am Center tonight as we take a look at three-point field goals. Perhaps an estimated 10,000 fans here. A lot of students have gone home for the holidays already, and that's part of the reason. Of course, graduation was earlier. Alney, big three-pointer to get off the mark. Graduation was there earlier, and that's why this game was a little later tonight.
Royce, he steps up and takes those big shots after shooting an air ball earlier. His confidence is not shaken.
59-58. It's a one-point game. Here comes Lebon, looking inside. Down the horn. Gosa. Looking inside for Spelling Davis. Over the top, and in and out. Lobos can regain the lead. Left court, Gibson now. Olney, same spot, inside instead to Shields, who finds it, and the Lobos lead. 22 points for Clayton Shields.
Well, he really knows his way around the bucket.
He took his time, didn't he? Neil McCarthy wants the Aggies to work a little bit here. Nothing quick. Enoch Davis. Lebon in, and he is fouled by Thomas. Well, I'm not sure of that. We'll find out who it is. It is a Lobo. And in fact, it is Kenny Thomas. For Thomas, it's his second.
Good pass by Royce right in there. He gathers, one dribble, and jumps around, covers some ground, and lays it in.
That was very patient.
Notice when he dribbles, he bends down there, and it's a short, quick dribble as opposed to a high dribble some of the taller guys do, and when you do those, they're going to take it and go the other way.
Lebon misses the first.
I know Spider's got 4 fouls, but Lebon should not be driving around. You know, give him some room because you can see his shot coming because he's so mechanical, and then you'll have time to get a hand up.
And Charles Smith is in the ballgame with those 4 fouls. He has the ball. Alley-oop to Thomas. Spider. In and out. Lobos with it. 2 of them, then they drop it. Back out to Smith. That was an odd-looking play. They hung on to it. Both dropped it at the same time, and New Mexico got it back. Fresh shot clock. Under 6 minutes to go. Shields. Thomas cracks it down, hangs on to the ball. Lobos will try it again. Both teams starting to look a little fatigued.
Yeah, the zone is not as aggressive, and that's one of the things that allows the Lobos to work it, take their time. They're not scared.
Good pass, and Shields will miss, but he'll go to the line. Thomas made the pass, I think still coming down with the ball.
There's Kenny, good position, goes up and gets it. See that? Exactly right, Mike. Passes it while he was still in the air. Good eyes, Mike.
That's why we have TV sitting right in front of us. Marquise Burns checks in, and there's a look at Spelling Davis, who has played very well tonight. He will sit. Shields for 2. First one too strong.
Both teams are going to be in the bonus. Lobos are at 9. Aggies will be shooting 2 from now on. The Aggies have 8 fouls, so Lobos will have one more 1-and-1. So free throws will play a big part in the last 5.5 minutes.
Lebon is out, and Torian is in. Second one by Shields is good. Well, we have a barn burner going at the Pan Am. A far cry of what we saw a week ago yesterday. The Lobos led by 31, settled for a 16-point victory. A little bit more cat and mouse right now. Gosa quickly. High in the air is Charles Smith for the rebound. Smith will bring it out, gives it to the guards.
I think you're right. I think the Aggies are just a little low on gas right now.
Double tier. Smith back to Shields, who hops behind the three-point line. Inside to Thomas, and they're going to say he charged. Kenny Thomas with the charge. It'll go back the other way.
They were waiting on him on that one. I mean, that was they know that Kenny likes to do the quick move, either middle or baseline. They were sitting, waiting right there. There you see. And there he reaches in, and he didn't see the reach, and he just kind of fell down. Good job of acting.
Shaky, I think, needs another Band-Aid maybe on the other side. 19 turnovers to New Mexico. Here's Steele. Burns hangs and hits, and we're tied. And he'll make you pay if you make a mistake.
Well, David needs to be careful. He has 4 fouls. He needs to play position defense.
Dangerous pass to Clayton Shields in the corner. Now back out. Big shots are what the Lobos are looking for. In the corner, Shields will take it. Harrington, the littlest man on the floor right now with the rebound. Forcing it down. Back to Burns, who lays it in, and the Aggies lead by 2.
Well, the Lobos have quit being aggressive on offense because they may be getting a little tired too.
Shields again. Too short. Out of bounds, and they'll say it goes to the next mistake. And there's a timeout on the floor. 63-61 our score. The Aggies have the lead and the ball.
Let's look at the Magnum Power sales event one word at a time. Magnum, as in Magnum engines, as in Dodge Dakota pickup. A little bigger, a lot better. Power, we're talking Dodge. Overall.
Turnovers, the Achilles heel for the Lobos right now. They've got 19. And the Aggies, their field goal percentage is climbing up there, Mike.
The Lobos under 50%, and the Lobos have on the year been shooting 53% and have consistently been over 50%. The Lobos managed to get a victory on the road with a lot of turnovers at Arizona State, and they're going to have to do the same thing tonight. 8 turnovers too many. Only in the reach now. Lebon out front. Lampkin with it. Tobias Lampkin in. Harrington around only. One-hander, too strong. Only gets it. He was held up by Enoch Davis, who reached and held his jersey. And here's Davis with the layup.
Well, that was the Lobos. I don't know if Royce could hear, but someone should have been telling him they're coming up from behind.
4-point Aggie lead. Under 3 minutes to go. Is it slipping away? Shot clock at 14.
Lobos are not being aggressive enough here.
Gibson, three-pointer, in and out. Rebound to Lampkin. He throws it right to Smith. And they're going to call a charge on Charles. He's done.
Well, that was not a smart play by Spider. I don't know if he had good position on. The Lobos had a 3-on-1 that time. He could have gotten the ball to Kenny Thomas with a lob. Now see here, Spider has it. Now it's 3-on-1. You've got 2 guys that can get up, both of them wide open. That was just a bad play by Spider. They could lost 2 points, and they lost a heck of a player.
So Smith will finish with 16 points. Dave Bliss has a minute here to decide who he wants to bring in, and he's taking the full minute.
And normally you take the full minute whenever the other team is shooting a free throw. Here, the Aggies are going to just have to take it out of bounds. I think Coach is actually still not sure who he wants to put in.
And he'll go with Greg Schornstein. So it'll be Schornstein, Alney, and Gibson, Shields, and Thomas. 2:32 to go. Aggies lead at 65-61.
Plenty of time left. The Lobos just need to play defense and rebound and get down there and attack on offense.
Harrington in the corner. I'm assuming the Aggies will try to work a little clock. Instead, they'll go to the corner. Burns! And we're going to have an over-the-back call on Enoch Davis. So the Lobos will get the 1-and-1, and that's Greg Schornstein who will shoot the bonus. Greg has been interesting at the free throw line this year. He is 5 of 7, and the 2 misses have been air balls.
I was going to say interesting is an unusual choice of words. Exciting. Unpredictable. But I'll go with interesting.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you want me to start using a thesaurus here to come up with something? Burns will take a break, and Spelling Davis in for him. Nicholas talking to Clayton Shields, explaining something on his clipboard there. That was well off the mark. Not even close. Enoch Davis again, and we'll have a foul, and they'll call it on Thomas.
I tell you, though, I mean, the way he normally shoots free throws, the Lobos have to be excited, but tonight he's knocking them down. He's going to attack it 1-on-3 there. I couldn't say, I think Clayton probably got him.
I guess it was Clayton. That is his first foul. Well, after missing his first one tonight, Enoch Davis has gotten into a groove. That's 6 in a row. And New Mexico will take a timeout with 2:07 to go, and we'll take a break too. Aggies up by 5. 2 minutes and 7 seconds from splitting the season series with the New Mexico Lobos. They lead at 66-61. Enoch Davis will go back to the free throw line for a second try. And the Lobos have to start thinking about who to foul the Aggies.
And I'll tell you what, with Davis hitting them, there's not a lot of other good choices. Johnson is 3 for 6, but he's not in the game.
Right.
It's always tough to foul those guys that aren't in the game.
And again, Davis completes it. Lobos have gotten away from Kenny Thomas here tonight. Thomas has 10 points in the game, only 2 in the second half. Less than 2 minutes to go. 6-point game. Need to hurry. Alney throws it up and hits it, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game.
It was a big bucket. You know the Aggies had to be looking for him because David Gibson, he hadn't come close to hitting a long shot tonight. The Spider out of the game.
Right, 67-64. Cross court, Enoch Davis to Harrington. Shot clock at 18.
Lobos don't want to foul now. They've got him in a problem with the shot clock.
22nd timeout by Neil McCarthy with 14 seconds on the shot clock. All right, let's go into their huddles now. Tell me what Neil McCarthy is telling his Aggies.
Neil's doing 2 things. He's telling them what he wants them to do on defense. 1, know where Royce is. He's the shooter out there. Know where he is. But also he's setting up a play, I think. 14 seconds. He's always known for a lot of set plays. Coach Bliss, he's saying, don't foul. Keep him in front of him. And also, we don't have to go for a 3 now. That's an important thing. The Lobos don't have to tie the game up. Plenty of time left. You can work it around, get a 2 or a 3.
Well, perhaps with Alney hitting a couple of 3-pointers, you try to get it to him, and then him only looking inside for somebody because they've kind of forgotten a little bit about Thomas and some of the other guys inside. Well, let's find out what happens. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They go for the double team, and they get the steal. They get the steal, and now Neil McCarthy wants a timeout. Neil McCarthy calls a full timeout with 1:17 to go.
That was some good coaching by Dave Bliss. He set that up, Mike. Notice they immediately went for the double team, and Shorney was reading that pass the whole way. He almost had it, and that would have been an easy 2.
We'll have a chance to look at it from high atop the Pan Am.
David goes up there, gets the double team. You'll see Shorney come into your screen right there. That was good defense and a big play.
And Gibson waited until Harrington just crossed the timeline so he couldn't go into the backcourt.
That's exactly right. That was good. You know, I was talking about what Dave was doing, and he was, earning his check.
Timeout situation. The Lobos with 1 in their 20. And New Mexico State has used their 20, so they'll have, according to our account, they'll have 2 full timeouts.
Well, the key thing for the Lobos here is you see a lot of teams, Mike, look for a 3 now, and you don't need it. I mean, the Lobos are going to get the ball, obviously, this time, and at least one other time, so you just need to score.
Lobos minus a guard with the departure of Steve Lewis from the program earlier this week. Wanted more playing time, wasn't getting it, so he is gone, and he's one of those players that maybe Dave Bliss could have used in a situation like that.
Well, anytime you have this many guys get in foul trouble and you have a game with this pace, you like to have as many players on the bench as you can, but like you said, Steve's not happy.
Gibson driving the baseline, pulls it back up. 1:10 to go.
The Aggies have gone to man-to-man.
Something different. Gibson left-handed, and he scores. It's a 1-point game. Gibson's first field goal of the night. We have less than a minute to go, Nelson.
You told him to use that left hand earlier, Mike.
Here we go. Both teams in a real pressure situation now, perhaps for the first time this year.
They're both content to let the clock run down right now, too.
I don't know. And now Neil McCarthy wants a timeout, and he gets it. 35 seconds left in the game, 12 seconds left on the shot clock. And I tell you, I've never seen Neil McCarthy so calm. I'm assuming it's because of the surgery he went through, but he's just relaxed out there.
I thought you were going to say because of the medication.
Well, maybe that's what it is. On the other side of things, Dave Bliss going over strategy one more time in the huddle. At this point, we want to congratulate the University of New Mexico women's basketball team. A 59-46 victor over Southern Utah today. And here's a look at the big play by Gibson a moment ago.
Well, the Aggies went man-to-man to try and confuse the Lobos. That didn't work.
And the reaction on the bench. Well, the Lobos right now 6-0. The Aggies are 2-3. And New Mexico, as we head into the holidays, gets back into action on the 19th, just 3 days from now. They will play Southwest Texas State in the pick. And then it'll be the Jones Intercable Lobo Invitational. Dartmouth comes to the pit. The Lobos will play Dartmouth first. And Boston University takes on Pepperdine in the nightcap.
If Coach Bliss wanted to throw him another curveball, he was successful the first time. He could come out in the zone here. There's only 12 seconds on the shot clock, so by the time the Aggies recognize a change in defense or something, they wouldn't have much time. On the other hand, lots of times you don't rebound as well out of a zone, and an offensive rebound right now would really hurt the Lobos.
Kavasi Franklin in for Schornstein. Looking for help. They do get it in. Looking for the trap. 8 seconds left, shot clock. Out of bounds. It's off New Mexico State. I thought it bounced off Kavasi Franklin right in front of us. Close call. It will go to the Lobos, and now they have a chance to win it with 28.8 seconds to go.
You know what? I talked about the Lobos going with a zone. That's what they did. They went with a zone trap that time. Took my bad idea and turned it into a good one. But, I like that because there's only 12 seconds left. They haven't seen the zone trap yet. They come out, and all they had, the choice was just to try and dribble around it, and there was 3 very quick Lobos who stifled it.
The Lobo brain trust there, if you will. Tony Benford on the left. Doug Ash in the middle, Dave Bliss on the right, and Porter Cutrell, the tall gentleman on the far side there. And they're taking a long time to discuss matters, and that will be New Mexico's last time out according to the game clock.
Well, one of the things they want to do, though, if they don't score, Mike, all they need to do is get a foul. Because even if the Aggies hit the free throws, they've still got a 3 to tie the game. So they've got a couple of options here. He'll just want to make sure his leader on the court, Dave Gibson, knows that.
Well, the Aggies have played a tremendous basketball game tonight. Far different than in the pit. Played with a lot more confidence, a lot more zeal, and they were more physical tonight. The Lobos, on the other hand, they were up by 8 and have showed some grit coming back here in the second half. Lobos up by 8 at the half, lost that lead, and now they're back right in it. 28 seconds to go. It comes into Gibson.
Any foul, and the Lobos shoot 2 free throws, Mike. Aggies man-to-man.
20 seconds.
Maybe get it inside to Kenny Thomas here.
Kavasi Franklin has it. 12 seconds. Franklin does some one-on-one. Needs some help. Here's Shields, looks up at the clock, loses it, fakes, and he's fouled with 4.4 seconds left, and he'll shoot 2.
Get a little nervous there, Mike. You don't have to shoot the free throws, okay? We won't make you do that.
Leighton Shields will go to the line and shoot 2. Watch him look up at the clock on the far side, right there.
Gets in there, gets a good job of getting Burns up in the air, draws the foul.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Stay with us.
Lobo Basketball is brought to you by...
Welcome back to the Pan American Center. The Aggies lead by 1, but Clayton Shields goes to the free throw line for 2 with 4.4 seconds to go. Free throw shooting tonight. The Lobos are not stellar. They need 2 to have a chance to win, 1 to maybe force an overtime. And look at the Aggie cheering section behind the basket.
I've heard some good free throw shooters say that whenever they're waving their arms like that, you just need to close your eyes.
In and out. Shields needs 1 to tie. No good. Aggies have the ball, and they're fouled with 2.4 seconds left. Dave Bliss immediately comes over and gives Shields a hug to let him know, hey, it's all right. Kenny Thomas has fouled out of the ball game. No, he only has 4. I'll stand corrected. Reaction, lack of reaction really from Dave Bliss. So now, at the other end, going to the free throw line is Charles Gosa, and he'll have 2.
For the Lobos, especially if this second free throw is made, they can fire the ball up, and they can get a shot off. So, the question is, do you want to make this free throw or not? Because if they do, you can get it up there and get a shot at it. It'll be a long 3, but you can get a decent shot. Now, if you miss it, it's tougher because the clock will start as soon as someone touches it.
2-point Aggie lead. Gosa at the line. He misses it. Shields has it. He'll put it up. This would win it. And it does! It wins it!
That's my bus driver.
Unbelievable. The most unbelievable finish I have ever seen.
You know what? Those 2 free throws would have been easier to make.
I don't have words for this.
Talk about redeeming yourself. You see the shot clock, it's up. I don't think it's going to go in a second time. No way.
And New Mexico wins it at the buzzer. Angels have been watching over the Lobos so far this season, and they came through big tonight. 69-68, Lobos.